Hey everybody, Cool Cucumber and guest here. And today we're gonna do the vlog for episode, I think it was episode 4, maybe it was 5. The Misty episode of Let's Abridge Pokemon Fire Red. And myself and my guest are going to be speaking primarily about Misty today.
Yes.
So, the first thing I want to discuss about Misty is her role in the games. She is... My guest might not necessarily know this because I believe my guest skipped over Fire Red and Leaf Green the first time. Button, I'm gonna bite your tail off.
No, Button is a good girl. I've played through the beginning of Leaf Green, but I don't think I've ever actually reached Misty.
So Misty is commonly considered the first speed bump in terms of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is why I was so shocked that Zinger, of all Pokemon, was able to completely turn her Starmie into a puddle of goo in 2 rounds.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Starmie.
Of course, we all know that the more prominent role Misty has in the fandom is in the anime, not in the manga or the games. Because in the manga, she's like a footnote. In the manga, it's like, I have a Starmie, and Red's like, you're the second gym leader. You barely know what you're doing, and I won. Give me the Cascade badge. I'm gonna go fight Surge now.
And then she's done. It's just like, bye.
Meanwhile, in the anime, you have a red-headed, spunky lass, which is part of the reason why I had my guest give her a Irish accent, because it seemed appropriate.
I would say an attempt at an Irish accent. I don't think it was that great, but...
I mean, considering some of my accents, I think it was pretty good. But, basically, I was curious... Had you seen any episodes of the original anime, and what did you think of Misty?
Oh yeah, I grew up watching the anime. I loved that. I liked Misty growing up. Like, looking back now, I get what kind of archetype she's going for. Is it tsundere? You know, the kind of like... You know, like, oh, I don't like you, Ash. I'm just here for my bike. When will he notice me? But never notice me because I can't handle that. Like, she's got that kind of thing going on with her, which, as an adult, that just kind of annoys me. I'm just like, tell him how you feel. Just tell him. You'll look like an idiot, but, like, it's fine. And then if he says, no, I don't feel that way, then you can just take your bike and move on with your life.
It's funny you mention that because I'm pretty sure in one of the Pokemon movies, it might have even been Pokemon the movie 2000, Misty does confess her feelings, and Ash basically pulls a Goku and still doesn't even notice it. He's like, I like food. I like Pikachu.
Does Ash notice anything aside from Pokemon? Let's be honest. Let's be brutally honest.
If we're being totally honest, I think that's the Ash in the Diamond and Pearl anime. Because he actually notices crap about Pokemon. He, like, actually uses battle tactics.
Finally.
It's so frustrating for me, just because being a more prominent member of the Pokemon fan community, having people... I don't talk about the anime a lot. And it's not because I hate it, it's because so many people seem to ignore all of its difficulties, ignore all of its issues and complications, like, oh, Ash is the strongest trainer, and there's no problem with cycling female companions to give new eye candy to young male viewers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's a problem. The thing that I think always bothered me the most about Misty, and this is going to sound odd in the anime, because Misty was one of my favorite characters, even as a young boy, is her feelings about bug Pokemon. I mean, granted, a bug absolutely destroyed her in the Let's Play. But you were gonna say?
I would argue, as someone with very severe arachnophobia, I think that if I was in the Pokemon world, I would probably have a bug type phobia, because it's like where there's one, there will sure to be others. Like, and those others might have 8 legs and look creepy as hell. So just nope to all of them.
I'm trying to think if any bug type has 8 legs, because I'm pretty sure Ariados, the spider Pokemon, has 6.
Galvantula might.
Yeah, I think Galvantula has 4.
But it does look very spidery, which...
It's a galvanized tarantula. That is the pun of its name.
I know, and I don't like it.
I don't know what Ariados' name represents. I admit that's one of the ones I don't know much about. But while we're talking about Misty,
I was just going to say Aria as in arachnid.
Oh.
But I don't know where the dose comes from.
There are always 2 of them, a master and an apprentice. But who was caught, the master or the apprentice? I'm sorry. Oh, good lord, my Star Wars prequel nerd is coming out. Anyway, the next question I had on the list is, I wanted us to talk about our favorite water types while water is on the brain, hopefully not literally. And I feel like I know what yours is going to be, so I'll go first. My favorite water type is actually Vaporeon. I think that Vaporeon is really elegant looking. I love the way that it plays. I know that somewhere in some alternate reality, Koopa is screaming at me, how can it not be Wartortle or Blastoise? And I think it's because Blastoise got overplayed. It was like the lesser of Charizard in everybody talking about it, especially in the competitive community. Because water is the bedrock of a competitive team. If you don't have a water type and you're playing competitive, you're probably doing something wrong.
Oh, that's a difficult question for me, actually. Because my knowledge of Pokemon, like, it's there, it just takes me a while to get to it. Off the top of my head, I love Totodile. I love Totodile. It's just cute and short and, like, it toddles, and I'm like, I love all of these things. I'm not a competitive Pokemon player, so I have absolutely no idea. In terms of, like, the most powerful water type, I don't know. I just go off what looks the cutest. Like, is it adorable? Then I like it.
Oh, I saw the cutest artwork of Ditto the other day. I'm gonna have to show you. It's got itself dolled up to look like a Pikachu. It's very cute. But I was gonna actually ask you about that because I know a little bit about your Pokemon, like, habits, because we've discussed them before in the past. That sounds weird coming out of my mouth. But I've discussed them before, and you only do Nuzlocke now.
I do. I like the challenge. And I like writing little stories as I go along. I find that a lot more fulfilling, personally. Especially because the games have gone easier in recent years. I don't feel like there's any challenge there. Even though I am god-awful when it comes to, like, tight matchups and things like that generally, I find I can just blag my way through it, which I'm kind of like, that's not why I play. I play to be challenged. And hence why I do Nuzlocke.
I mean, I could argue that you can get some kind of a fun experience. You can get... I feel like it's fun versus, like, fear. Like, there's no stakes in Pokemon games. It's like, oh, we're going to go up against hardened criminals. We won. We're going to go against the strongest trainers in the entire region. We won.
Like, I can see where you're coming from, don't get me wrong. I just feel like with the changes they've made to the games, they've made some of them, like, immense improvements. No more tutorials. Thank you very much. We don't need them. At this stage, those of us who've been playing for a long time do not need those tutorials. But at the same time, with, like, all of your Pokemon get experience, even without the experience share, and they didn't do anything in the battle. And I think, like, if you're not paying attention, especially in Sword and Shield, I think you can get very over-leveled very quickly without really putting too much effort into it. And that was one of the things I really loved about Ruby and Sapphire, say, for example, was just, you know, training everyone up and making sure that, you know, like, okay, we've got this next fight, it's going to be a tricky one, like, who have we got on the team, that kind of thing. That was where I always loved Pokemon. And the fact that I can just walk into a gym and be like, wrong type, but oh well, bam, you're dead, goodbye. That, it's just not as fun for me.
I totally get it. I totally understand. I felt the same way in the past. Just Nuzlocke seem a bit almost too far in the other direction for me. Like, I like them, but it's something I would have to do over a live stream. And probably with regular use of censorship. But I think I had another question. Oh, not a question. I was going to let you plug your channel because I know you're doing lots of stuff and I'm doing a teeny bit of stuff.
Okay, thank you. I'm Kallista Plays. Hello there. If you're into RPGs, if you're a big Dragon Age fan, I'm doing a Dragon Age Origins Let's Play. My other Let's Plays currently are The Walking Dead Season 1 and Return of the Obra Dinn, which is, they're both pretty good games in my opinion. If you're interested in that kind of thing, come on over, say hi.
I like how she has nicknames for all the people on the Obra Dinn she hasn't figured out the names of yet. Like Fancy Hat Guy and Tails, which always just makes me think, gotta go fast!
I still have yet to figure out who Young Santa's identity is. We'll get there soon, though. Young Santa will be revealed.
Oh my. So, I guess, do you have any other, like, opinions about Misty or Cerulean City? I've noticed in my preparations that Cerulean City is, and we'll see this in the next couple episodes, where most of the early game trades happen.
Opinions about Misty. Let's see. As I mentioned, I'm not that big on Pokemon lore. I know, like, I watched the anime when I was a kid. I played the game starting with Ruby and Sapphire and kind of continued on from there, but I never really deep dived into Pokemon very much, hence why I am god-awful with types and, like, advantages, disadvantages. I don't know. I blag my way through it. I think, to be perfectly honest, I was a little bit surprised in your Let's Abridge when you just walked into the gym, because I always associate Misty with a sequence where you interrupt her on a first date. Something like that, and I was a bit like, where was that? Where did that go?
So that actually is what happens whenever you encounter her in Gold, Silver, Crystal, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver in the post-game.
Okay.
She's got her boyfriend at the Cerulean Cape, which is where I'm going to explore in the next episode. And she's on a date, and then you interrupt it, she gets nervous, and he gets nervous, and they bolt. And she chews you out for interrupting her date before battling you because, well, I mean, you already have 8 badges, but those are Johto badges. That means they've got to be basically worthless, so... With a couple of exceptions, I kind of am inclined to agree. The Johto gym leaders aren't known for being strong. They're known for being cheap, away from their positions, or bad at their jobs.
I was about to say, how dare you, and then I remembered Faulkner, and I was like, nah, he's got a point.
Faulkner, Bugsy, Whitney, Jasmine, I think, is the exception. Chuck.
Jasmine, at the very least, is helping out a sick Pokemon.
I love Jasmine. Jasmine's my favorite gym leader, period.
Nice.
Actually, who's your favorite gym leader in Kanto? I'm curious.
part of me's like, I have to say Brock, because that's the only one I've faced.
Just enough, you just gotta get all those frying pans that are really drying pans.
I like Sabrina. Sabrina was in Kanto, right?
Sabrina is the one that makes every person playing red, blue, or yellow cry.
I admittedly, the only reason why I really remember Sabrina is because I liked her episode in the anime, where she kind of goes a bit mental and makes everyone tiny, and they're running around a dollhouse or something. I really like that episode, so...
She turns Brock, Misty, and I think her father into dolls and puts them in her playpen for her weirdly extracted childlike self. It's a very unusual episode of the anime, except that a lot of them are unusual, especially the one where James has breasts.
Yes. Oh god, that was beautiful.
If you don't remember that, and by the way, I'd like to remind you all that this channel is not for children, that episode was banned, at least in the US.
Yeah.
Right alongside episodes like Psychic Soldier Porygon, which I think was banned for a more legitimate reason. It put some kids in the hospital for epileptic seizures.
That's a fair banning right there. Oof.
There were a couple other bans in the US that were banned because of 9/11.
Okay, yeah.
Which we just passed. That was yesterday as of recording this. So it's going to be 2 days ago as of posting this. And they were the episodes Tentacool and Tentacool, because Tentacool destroys a skyscraper in that episode. Which is weird that they banned it because it's part of the intro. And they never took that part out of the intro in the US version.
Guessing they didn't think of that.
I know it's my destiny.
Oh dear.
Anyway, it's been delightful having you here. I think we've just about wrapped up all the topics that I can think of, unless you have something you'd like to mention. Or ask.
Off the top of my head, no, because I was not prepared for that question. Is your next Pokemon coming up? You've still only got 2 as far as I'm aware.
Actually, I have something special planned for it. You might note my team composition, Koopa and Zinger. I don't have anything for battling Surge. Surge is the next gym leader. Unfortunately, Koopa and Zinger are going to get a bit over-leveled between now and then because I have to clear out the St. Anne. So by my own rules, I don't use Pokemon that are a higher level than the gym leader's strongest Pokemon in a battle against the gym leader. So we've had Koopa, who's gotten to solo Brock, Zinger, who, by complete accident, has gotten to solo Misty, and the next Pokemon will probably have to solo Surge.
Nice.
As for a hint as to what that Pokemon would be, because I know most people aren't watching the vlogs, but I might as well give a hint, and that hint is... Anyway.
Yes.
I
understand completely.
It's been delightful speaking with you, Kallista. I hope you and your channel do really well, continue to do well, because they've been doing well. I hope that my channel does well, please.
Yes.
And
it is good.
I will be recording the next few episodes fairly soon. At this point, I think I'm going to have to start cutting out some of the trainer battles just because there are so many. There are so many trainer battles on the Cape. There are like 30 trainers up there. And I don't want to be on the Cerulean Cape for 3 episodes. That would be what we call in the business obnoxious. Anyway, I've prattled on for long enough. I know I've tried to do this outro like 4 times, but... Would you care to say... Do you know my I gestured with the wrong direction. Would you care to... Do you know my outro?
I know that... Oh, God.
Until next time.
Stay cool?
Yep.
Yay!
Because you're already cool. You just have to stay that way.